The elf just won't stop, Mr. Will. The elf just won't stop, man. This elf, I'll tell you. The elf. The elf won't stop. The elf won't stop. What happened, bud? I'll tell you what happened. I was nowhere near the elf's house. Nowhere near the elf. And I had a phone call from his police department. He says, I got a fellow in here that says that you're circling around his house. And I said, circling around the house? I said, you become the puppet now. I'm nowhere near him. He used you like a puppet. I said, here, I'm way, way far away from where he is. I said, I have receipts to prove where I'm at. At the time you call right now, I got a receipt because I'm at the gas station. I said, I'm nowhere near this elf's house. He's making a false report. And the cop says, well, if you go near his place, you're going to get warned for trespassing. I said, why would I want to go through this elf's, this sick, he's a midget. And I said, now, I told the cop, you're now the puppet. You became the puppet. He pulled your strings. You became the ventriloquist dummy. I said, what's your name and badge number, sir? Because I'm going to go put a complaint in on you for calling me up like that. What's your name and badge number? And I said, what are you? What's your rank? He says, police officer. In other words, you don't have a rank. The elf went and ran to the police saying I was headed to his house because I was driving down the freeway filming. In his corrupt mind, he thought I was headed to him. He's so paranoid. I wasn't nowhere near the elf. And I have receipts. And the cop says he's putting a false report in. I'm telling him about that. His own police department said he's putting a false report in. That's false reporting. So I went to my police report and reported him for false reporting. I counteract everything this guy does. The elf. The elf. The elf ran to the police again. Mr. Will, the elf ran to the police station again. I don't even know how he had got my phone number. I didn't give my phone number out. The cop knew my phone number. The cop knew my phone number. The elf. The elf. The elf on the shelf. He got so paranoid that he actually went to the police. I was coming to his house. It didn't work. I'm the victim. I am the victim here again. Yet again, I'm the victim. I'm not afraid of you, Noodles. You could run to the cops all you want because you know what? Evidence. I have receipts where I was at the time that you say I was over around your house. You're lying, Noodles. I got receipts. How dumb do you think I am? You think I'm going to go to your house? Believe me, if I wanted to do something to the gremlin elf, nobody would stop me and nobody would know when I was doing it. Nobody would see it coming. Believe me. How dumb do you think I am, gremlin elf? It's just another report against you. So I counteracted your report. This elf is something else. He has every right to be feared. All the stuff he did to me, everything he did and said about me. Where's Lolly tonight? So for this character, for this elf runs, oh, he's going to beat me up. Help me, help me, help me. This elf, man, this elf is really, really. Can you believe this elf? Now, who the hell is he to say I can't drive down a highway? I'm running to the police. I was nowhere near him. I got receipts at the same time the police called that I was nowhere near him. I was 2 hours away from him. I'm not driving down there to that elf. Lolly don't want to get involved. The elf. The elf is saying, oh, he's crazy. He's nuts. He's psycho. He's crazy. Well, I love crazy. Bring it down, boy. Bring it down. I love crazy. I love crazy. You ain't seen crazy. You ain't seen crazy. And I'll tell you what, that cop will never look at you the same way. I told the cop, he's playing you. He's playing you, man. You're now the puppet, I told the cop. That midget is playing you, I told the cop. I said, now you're threatening me. I told the cop. He says, I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying. I said, the elf, the elf. And then he turned around and he pointed fingers at Noodles. That Noodles is making it up. The cop did. So Noodles actually got in trouble with his own police department. His own police department won't back him up. You know why? He's trouble, man. I don't bother that elf. He's been bothering me. He's been bothering me for almost a year now. Over lollies. At first, the cop was like really nasty to me. And then afterwards, he got kind of like, if this guy's putting false reports in, I said, that's exactly what he's doing. I said, he's using you. I told the cop, now you're becoming a ventriloquist dummy. You're the ventriloquist dummy, I told the cop. This guy runs to the police. He makes things up and runs to the police. He says, oh, I had the guy in front of me. He's shaking. He said, Noodles is shaking. Noodles, if you weren't bothering me, you would have nothing to worry about, right? He's scared. Noodles is scared. He goes around and does all this shit. He's a fraud. 50,000 views. Come on. 50,000 views. You know he's buying them all. The elf. If I'm going to get the elf, nobody will know about it when it comes. You think I'm stupid to go right over there and he'd never see it coming. But the elf ran right to the police. Had the police call me up. And I countered his complaint. I said, dude, I got receipts right here where I'm at right now. As we say, like a pedal now, as I said, now I have a problem with you because you fell for the bait. You fell for the bait. I said, now I'll sue you. 50,000 views. 50,000 views. That's how gullible. His channel's not going to be around long, trust me. But for him to make something up that I was hoovering around his house, lawyer up. They messed up and forgot to purchase the likes to match the views. I mean, big stars don't get 50,000 like that. You know what I mean? It's all built, Mississippi State Patrol, it's all built on lies and propaganda. And they're going to take his channel sooner or later for it. They're going to catch up to him. The only way you cannot see it if you're Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles. That's the only way you cannot see that he's doing this. Man, this guy loves to run to the police over every little thing. The beg a police officer to call up for protection. That's something. What you're telling when you're going to the police, you're saying, hey, I'm afraid I'm going to get beat up. Protect me. That's what he does. And then he goes around and thinks he can do it. You're not the big boss around here, Noodles. You're not the big boss around here anymore. There's a new boss in town right here. Huh, imagine that. He had a psychotic breakdown is what happened. Noodles, the psychotic person he is, had a psychotic breakdown. He's losing it. He's been bothering me all up until this time. Every single day he's been bothering me. Lolly took notes. All he does is talk about me over and over and over again. John Camillo, John Camillo, John Camillo. That's okay, Jeff. I went to my police station. I said, here's when the cop called. Here's a receipt from gas stations I've been to. And I said, I'm nowhere near this elf. And I actually told the cop, I said, you're now the puppet. I said, you're now the ventriloquist dummy. He's telling you what to do and you're doing it. Call me up like this. What is your problem? That's like saying, you better not go rob a bank. Call me up and say, you better not go to Noodles. Or you'll get trespassed. I said, now you're threatening me. He says, I'm not threatening you. I said, name, badge number, and captain. I said, this midget, I told the cop, this pedophile midget has been going around, bothering and harassing me for months. He says, yeah, well, if he's putting a false police report in, he's going to get charged with that. That's what the cop said. I'm going to tell him if if he's reporting a false, you know, that's a false report saying I'm hoovering around his place. He said he's coming to my place. Nobody said anything of a sort. You're lying. You're making it up. Nobody mentioned you by your name or address or anything. It's called putting a fake report in. That's what you did. That's exactly what he did. He put a fake report in. He went to his police station and told him a false information. And I let them know it was false. Yes, Jeff H. He was scared to death when he was told. I wasn't even headed his way. Nowhere near him. That being said, if I want to go around over there, I can go to his town. I can go anywhere I want over there. I could drive up and down the street. And there's nothing anybody could do about it. If I wanted to. I scolded that cop. I said, you go back over there. This guy's a nuisance. This little midget. I said, this midget over here. I mean, I really went off on that police officer, man. I mean, he really pissed me off calling me up on my phone. And how he got the number, I don't even know. I said, what's your rank anyway? He said, police officer. In other words, you don't have a rank. Jeff H., that's exactly what he did. He put a false report in. I'm nowhere near him. I didn't say I was going over there. Did I mention his name or anything? What's he doing watching my channel and all that so closely? This guy's a problem, man. Oh my God. You know how bad I want to get him? God, I want to get this guy. This guy's a real bully, man. He wants to bully around and do all this, and then he wants to cry like he's a victim. Don't work here. Don't work with me. Victim my ass. The victim card don't play with me. Some reason Noodles never comes out at the victim with me. You notice that? Because I tell the truth and I tell him how it is. So what I did was I put in a report about Noodles putting in a fake report with my police station. How do you like that? I said, here's my receipts where I was. This guy's saying I was around towards this area and all that. He's making it up. I never said nothing like that. And it's a false report. So that's another charge I might put against him. I told him this guy's waving guns around. This guy has 50 guns and he's afraid, right? He ain't afraid. He's trying to look for something to go to court and counterattack, but it ain't going to work. Because I'm way ahead of him. Way ahead of him. Him and that kitten rat. This guy's been stalking me every day. Now he's so desperate he just makes stories up and lies. And that officer, he might not have a job if I pursue this. You don't call somebody on the phone like that and say, like, that's like saying, you better not go rob a bank. Like, you better not go to his house. That's like somebody calling up and saying, you better not shoplift tomorrow. It's like I'm saying I'm going to go shoplift tomorrow, and a cop calls me up. You're going to get arrested if you go shop. Like, why are you calling me up, dude? You know, why are you calling me up? Now you became the puppet, I told him. You're now the puppet. And that's exactly what I told him. I said, are you an idiot? And he kept trying to overtalk me. And I said, shut your mouth and listen for once, sir. Then he says, I'm telling him he better not be coming here reporting false reports because that's a crime. That's what he said. Boy, this elf is really reaching. That's what he did to me. He came to my place coming around harassing me, and I have proof of it. Because when he went to the police station, it puts him at the scene of the crime. So he tried to do that with me, only I have receipts and proof, and the cop knows on my cell phone where I was. He checked it. Nowhere near him. I was 3 hours away from this motherfucker. Right, Jeff H. Duckling Noodles was trying to play dirty, but I got him. Innocent people don't act like he does. Yeah, he tries to frame me, but it doesn't work. Having police call me up, trying to frame me. That's exactly what they tried to do, frame me. Man, you can't shake this freaking guy, man. Won't leave you alone, this guy. He gets police to do his dirty work for him. He lies to the police to get them to do something. What an idiot. But Duckling, he ran with his tail between his legs to the police. I did get a phone call. I did get a phone call from the police. I have him in here, and he says, if I go to his place, I'm going to get trespassed. I'm going to get trespassed if I go to his place. I gave him a mouthful, too. Paranoid. I wasn't nowhere near his place, man. Nowhere near his place. I was 3.5 hours away from his place. Where does he get this shit at? He had a psychotic breakdown. He had a psychotic breakdown. Kitten Cat told you were coming to get him. I truly believe he has mental issues. They didn't even look at any proof. He went to the police and said, "Oh, he's going." They said he better not be lying about that. That's what the cops said to him. He better not be lying about this. I didn't look at it. He says you hit it or something. I told that cop something he'll never forget. That he might not have a job. No, he has a mental problem, Jeff H. You don't get 50,000 views, Jeff H. That channel's going to go down. Cops are stupid, so they broke the law to get your number with a fake report. I don't know how they got my number. Duckling. Oh, I was so pissed off, man. And what did they expect the cops to do? Duckling, that pissed me off, man. It pissed me off with this fucking guy. He manipulated a cop to get him to call me up. Noodles already had John's number written down. You know what, Jeff? He's in on it with Bergs, too. Anyway, I wanted to tell you the story, Duckling. This guy's a real snitch. This Noodle's a real snitch and a con artist.